Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the Rapido trains HO scale UAC TurboTrain. This is TurboTrain 2.0. They've released turbo trains in the past. This is the second release, I believe. Equipped with ESU Loc sound, it has a Mo power capacitor. That way, if you run over dirty track, it continues for a few seconds of extra power. So let's get in the box here. I'm not going to call this a review because there's no pull test or weight. We're just going to do an unboxing and operation, go over some sounds because a lot of this doesn't require the weight and pull test because it's all a self-contained set. So let's get started right now. All right, first order of business is the lid lifts off the top. It's got little tabs here. And you can see on the front of the box, zoom out here, you got the TurboTrain featured. So nice little graphics there. Rapido always does a good job with presentation for sure. Stickers. Both Rapido train stickers and number stickers, and they even put the years that these numbers should be applied, or decals I should say, should be applied here. So talks about the CN special logo, 1976 only, the CN nose logo from March of 76 to March of 79. Just really nice extra steps for modelers to be able to apply the decals they want. Looks like a TurboTrain postcard. Maybe a reproduction of some sort. Then you have the dual Canadian and English manual here. They've been doing this on the front of their manuals, making it look like an operating manual, possibly with artwork from the real operating manual of the locomotive. I don't know. Talks about limited 5-year warranty, which is pretty good. And then they also have all the functions listed and other features, cleaning, maintenance, etc. on these cars, or on this set I should say. You get a big old TurboTrain poster. I don't know if I can get this really out to show you well enough. Let me see here. The zoom out is going to be the problem on this bad boy, but there's your TurboTrain poster included in this as well. So I'll just kind of curve that way. There's TurboTrain. I'll let you see the top here. So UAC stands for United Aircraft Corporation. So a really nice little wall poster or whatever you want to do with that. So a lot of nice freebies in this set, and we're still not even done. You've got another kind of manual here. This is a reproduction of a TurboTrain handout of some sort. It says train designs for passenger service. So it's a little quad fold deal, as you can see there. So the shadow of my hand is kind of jacking that up, but lots of cool freebies with that. So really, to me, just kind of shows the passion for the train itself. I know Rapido has a passion for a lot of the TurboTrain, a lot of the Via train stuff. And you've got over here, the actual set itself is in the box, and I'm going to loosen up my tripod here so we can go upwards, but you got both ends which are kind of mirrored, and then 3 coaches there in the center. Okay, so I'll just unbox one of the cars here. You get the gist. Not much for replication of everything. Inside, there's some extra wheel sets. And there is the magnetic wand for the lighting. You've got some grills and other parts here in a parts bag. And then the diaphragms that you install in between each car is also right there. And we open this up, and the model just comes out. There you have it. So each one of these are going to connect together. I'll show you how to do that next. By the way, on the bottom it shows you which way is front. Even has it in French, but that is how you see that on the bottom. You see the speaker enclosure for that ESU Loke sound. We now have a coach car out in the center of the train. As you can see the prongs there, that is how you connect to the other car. And again, you're going to want to look for the front, but obviously I have to show these separately on the round turntable here, so I can't connect them right now, but that's how you're going to connect them. It's little metal prongs that's going to obviously send the signal that you need throughout the train. Alright, here's the look at the rump of this thing, where you're going to connect to the other car, and you can see all the details they really don't even have to add, because it'll be covered up with this diaphragm here. Like they just sit right there in between, before or after connection. I'll show you that later. And then you see the different rigging and such in between here. There's I think just kind of brake activations. There's kind of brake actuators and all this plumbing. Yeah, your windows, door compartment with molded in detail, so you can see the door separation there. Really fine print along the model as well. A little bit of a black color at the back of this dome area here. And you have the Amtrak logo in that red, white, and blue. So that's really nice. Number boards up front. Your headlights, finely detailed windshield wipers. So you can see those, to zoom in to kind of see them because they're black and they hide. You can see your wheel sets there, your metal wheel sets also. So all sorts of lights on the nose. We'll go over that in lighting. And more of the same on the other side of this car. Again, should be completely mirrored on the other one as well. There's more look at the connecting area of the train. More of the same on this coach. Just wanted to show you one thing that you'll be able to see better is Rapido. When we have lighting on, Rapido has some pretty nice interior details as well. There's another connection point that's going to be facing the rear of every connection point. That sophisticated area, where the more blank area with the prongs would be facing the front, as you can see there. There's still some detail added that they didn't have to, and you can see based on the bottom, it's going to tell you how to orient the model as well. Also really fine details, rivet details molded into the roof here, so you can see all that field of rivet area there. Alright, railing this guy, you got your two front wheels there. Then we work our way back, and there's this little tiny set of wheels back here hidden under this rigging. So you just got to make sure that that's on the track, as you can see there. So now, again, paying attention to where is marked front. I think I'm going to try to go ahead and connect this. Like so. Sorry, I'm a little far from the camera, so it's causing extra shakes when I'm already shaky as it is. I'll make sure we're lined up here. So you can actually put this together and then insert the diaphragm. You just got to squish it down and sandwich it in. It's no problem. It's better to do that than trying to fly blind with trying to line up the prongs. They should line up if they're on level track, but I don't like risking such things because you can bend one or break one. So it's better just to kind of squeeze the diaphragm and put it in. So that's how you join the cars together. All right, we got the TurboTrain all together. All the interior lighting is activated so you can see some of the interior details, but that is the whole set. And we're going to zoom in on this interior detailed area just so you can have a look at that. They get the type of chairs right and their molds or tooling or whatever you want to call it for the interior plastics, but they're very detailed in terms of getting the seats right. They don't just cram whatever seats work, regular average seat mold. They've got the types of seats that were in the TurboTrains, etc. are in there. So you can see the seat back design. That would be the design of what's in the TurboTrain, or what was in the TurboTrain. So that's just one aspect, but let's get into the fun part and listen to some sounds and such. So everything's ready for firing up. It's an ESU log sound decoder, which means you're going to hit F8 to get the prime mover started. And it is obviously on an address of 3 out of the box for people who sometimes ask me that question. Here's F8. There's your startup. 0 is headlight. I'll have to show you that in the lighting section. 1 is bell. 2 is horn. 3 is gyro light. 4 is throttle. 5 is Doppler horn. 6 are doors open.
Please stand clear of the door steps until the door is open. Éloignez-vous de la porte, s'il vous plaît.
F7 dims the headlights. F8 start up and shut down as mentioned before. F9 is doors close. I'll try that again. I think I had another one activated and it played both of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, the doors are closing. Please stand clear of the door steps. Mesdames et messieurs, éloignez-vous de la porte, s'il vous plaît.
Well, 10 is brake. 11 is Toronto and New York announcements.
Attention please. Via Turbo en route to Guildwood, Kingston, Dorval, and Montreal is now ready to receive passengers at gate number 1.
F12 is Montreal, Boston.
Last call for CN's Turbo to Guildwood and Toronto, departing from track number 12. All aboard.
Says there's no F-13, but sometimes I don't trust Rapido because they'd be hiding stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kingston is the next station. Gilwood.
Kingston or something? No, it didn't have anything. F-14's Gilwood, New Haven.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gilwood is the next station. Gilwood la prochaine gare. Gilwood.
F-15 is Kingston, Providence.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kingston is next. Kingston la prochaine arrêt. Kingston. Mesdames et messieurs, Dorval est le prochain arrêt. Dorval is the next stop. Dorval.
That's Duval, F-16. 17's Canada, USA toggle. That's changing the settings of some sort. 18 is Hostler mode, 19 is Toronto arrival. We'll do 19 real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be arriving at Toronto Union Station, our final destination, in approximately 5 minutes. All passengers are requested to remain seated until the turbo stops at the platform. Thank you for traveling VRL Canada, and we wish you a pleasant day.
And 20 is all aboard.
What's it? All aboard!
So let's go back to that Canada USA toggle for a minute on F-17. I don't know. See, somewhere in the manual I went to it and it said they've already mentioned it. But let's see, there's we'll get back to you on that. Let's see. Doesn't seem like it. I don't know what it does. Not seeing it here in the manual, but anyway, I'm sure it's operated in modes between the US and Canada and how the train operated between those two locations. So there are your sounds. Let's go ahead and move this thing. Really, really smooth and slow speed steps here. Now, these little bracket areas in between you might have to adjust. As you see, that one's a little out of whack, so you just kind of get those straightened up. I'm going to give it some gas here. The really cool thing about this is it's got sound on both ends, obviously, because they want to be realistic. So it makes kind of for a stereo sound, which is really neat. Going backwards here just for a second. Just to get back up front, but as you can see, front and rear operation is pretty smooth. Let's take a quick look at lighting and then we'll see how fast we can get this thing with this Accutrack speedometer. So as you can see when it's in reverse, so it's I've got it directional to go the other direction. You can see a rear red blinking light there on that end of the train. We'll change direction here. You now have your headlight, which has a dimmer as well, by the way, in one of the functions that I mentioned earlier. You also have your number board lights that are lit as well. Another function listed that I can't show you is gyro light. I'm not sure if it's not, I'm almost positive it's on the DCC system. I've got to reset my DCC system because it's causing problems, but so it's not activating certain functions and playing with any ESU decoders properly. But we'll move this thing along. You can see the lighting is flicker free essentially. There's no real lighting flicker. I don't see any bleed through on the cars really, so that's nice. A little bit on maybe the center area. Each side it looks like there might be a number board for the car. But that's essentially all of the lighting, and it's all controllable with the magnetic wand. You can turn the cars on and off individually, so you don't have to worry about a desktop, a function on the NCE or any power cab, if you will. So it's all through the magnetic wand. Alright, so that's essentially all the lighting features. Again, you can see that red tail light trailing. It blinks on and off and intensifies and fades away when it's in the opposite direction. I forgot two more freebies to mention. This is a pin and a pin from Rapido trains. So for people that like wearing pins at train shows and stuff, it's a TurboTrain pin and a TurboTrain pin. Lots of freebies in this set. I've got the set coming down here, and we're going to catch it at its max speed. It is at HO scale in miles per hour, even though it's blinking at kilometers per hour. That's just the status light area. 113. I'm going to show you at 1 speed step, slow speed control. And I want to point out something while I'm doing it. I'm going to approach the AccuTrack speedometer a little faster here and then slow down before the first sensor, because it may take a while here. Okay, so beginning to move at 1. So there's your slow speed control at 1 speed step, as you can see. We'll be hitting this other sensor here in a moment. Again, the status light's down by kilometers per hour, but it is HO scale in miles per hour. So 1.2 is your 1 speed step mark. Now, one thing I wanted to show you, this area right here, where you can see these little bars that I believe are like brake rigging or something. Those actually fit into the loops here, so that's why this one's kind of sagging. You can put it through the loop on all of these to make that a more straight appearance. So when you're connecting those things, you can feed those through the loop. There's these little areas here are actual loops. Well, I hope you enjoyed the quick product demo review. I don't know what I'm going to call it by the time I'm done, of this TurboTrain 2.0 from Rapido. Really nice set, and Amtrak modelers are going to be obviously in love with this. But really well executed, smooth runner. Like the flicker-free lighting, the fact that you've got sound in both units on both ends, so you get like the stereo effect, which is really cool. All the sound features, the ability to turn the lights on and off with the magnetic wand, and the lighting features as well. So with that said, we'll leave you with a run by, and we'll see you next time right here on the channel. Take care.